Hi there, welcome back to another video. My name is Monica of Millie and Monica, and I am a full-time clothing reseller on both Poshmark and eBay. Today's video is all about how I use Vendoo to cross-list my items from Poshmark to eBay. So if you are at all interested in reseller-related content, selling clothing online, and of course making money online, please consider subscribing to this channel if you haven't already, and of course give this video a thumbs up. It truly helps me out here on YouTube. Alright, so little disclaimer before we get into it. This is not a video on how to use Poshmark or how to use eBay. This is just a video and tutorial on how I use Vendoo to cross-list my items. So if you are interested in those other types of videos, be sure to check out my channel or even do a little bit more research on those platforms individually. So, as I mentioned, this is going to be a tutorial type video, and we'll jump into my screen and do a screen share later on actually how I use Vendoo. But before we dive in, I do want to talk a little bit about the pricing and kind of the monthly fees that Vendoo does charge so that you kind of have an idea of what you'd be paying if you decide to use this type of service. With that said, I started using Vendoo when it was in beta, so I started using it when it was free, and that gave me a great opportunity to play around with it to see if I'd even like it before it became a monthly subscription that I now pay for. And I do have a affiliate link down below. You will get 25% off your first month using Vendoo if you decide to sign up for one of those monthly subscriptions. I truly love this service, and I would not be doing this video or recommending it at all if I didn't. I know I've been talking about how I use Vendoo for months, and many of you have been asking for this type of video, and that's why I'm doing it. Because it has truly changed my business. It has allowed me to get my items in front of a different audience. With that said, let's now talk about the pricing, because like I said, there is a monthly subscription that you can pay for, and there's different kind of tiers. So the first tier is the free. You can get 5 free listings a month if you just want to try it out, which is great if you just want to see what it really is. But I don't feel like 5 new items a month truly allows you to utilize the service, but you do you. And then it moves into $8.99 a month for 25 new listings. Again, I don't feel like 25 new listings is going to truly allow you to fully understand how to use Vendoo, let alone get to know a new selling platform. I find that if I only listed 25 new items a month on eBay, I probably wouldn't sell very much or that much of anything at all. But that's me and my business. And then the next tier is definitely the one that I would recommend for a new user or someone who's looking to start a new selling platform, and that is $19.99 a month, and you get 125 new listings. And I think I really feel like that tier would allow you to not only get to know how to use Vendoo really efficiently, but also get to know a new platform. After that, you move into the $29.99 a month for 250 new listings. I would recommend that one for someone who is a full-time seller and maybe they're very serious about starting this new platform, or maybe they've started a new platform and know how to use it. They just want to be a little bit more efficient in how they're cross-listing. The next tier is the tier that I actually pay for, and that is $49.99 a month for 600 new listings. Now, the only downside I think is kind of this structure here where it jumps from 250 new to 600 new. I am cross-listing more than 250, but I'm not even getting close to 600. I wish there was an in-between, and this is definitely some feedback that I am going to provide to Vendoo. They're great at taking customer feedback. They're great at listening to their users, and so this is something that they might potentially change in the future. Again, Vendoo is a new service, and so, this really has only been a paid service for the past couple of months, or maybe 3 months now. And then the next tier is $99.99 a month for 2,000 new listings. This is probably for the seller who has maybe a warehouse and employees that are listing for them. And then there's another tier as well, but again, I don't feel like that really applies to me and might not apply to you either if you're new. Next on the payment structure is the add-ons. So I do use some of these add-ons, and I think you'll see why in just a minute, especially when we jump over to the share screen. So importing is something that's really important to me specifically because I list on my own on Poshmark. I list from my phone. And so I have to import the items into Vendoo so that I can cross-list to eBay. So this add-on is $4.99 and is really an important add-on for me. The next add-on is the delist and relist feature, which I also pay for this add-on. It allows me to search on Vendoo to find an item that may be sold on Poshmark. I can search it in Vendoo and delist it on eBay. And then there's that relist option as well, so I can relist items if they've been stale or sitting for a while, or maybe there was something wrong with the listing and I need to edit it and relist it. And then the next add-on feature is the fourth marketplace, which I don't use this add-on because I'm currently only using it for Poshmark and eBay. I do not sell on Etsy, and I am still toying with the idea of selling on Mercari, so I don't need that fourth marketplace at all. But if you're someone who needs all three of those add-ons, you can bundle them for $11.99. Okay, so I hope going through that pricing structure was helpful, and then we're actually just now going to dive into the share screen so I can actually show you how I import and how I cross-list very quickly and efficiently from Poshmark to eBay. As you're watching this, if you have any questions, of course, leave them down below. I'll do my best to answer, but just remember this is not a how-to on eBay or Poshmark, but I do have a shipping eBay video if you're interested in that, and I'll link it down below. But otherwise, just follow along. Okay, so here we are on Vendoo. This is kind of what my page looks like right now. As I told you, I have the 600 items, and I have really not used that much this month. It is the 7th of April, and I haven't even gotten close to the 600, so this might be something I need to reevaluate. But it is kind of a strange time right now as far as listing and getting inventory. But I do want to kind of show you over here, because I've been using this for a while. Don't want to click on settings right now to show you that because I do want to keep my information private. But here we're going to click on this, which is create listing, because you can actually upload and create the listings from Vendoo. And so if you are someone who, maybe you take photos in your phone and you share them to the cloud, you could upload them right to here and create the listing and then list them on all your platforms from Vendoo. That's not how I do it, so I actually have to import, which I talked about earlier, and I pay for the importing feature. So you can see here, these are all the items that I've imported, and you can see that they are on Poshmark and eBay. So this just shows you that they are listed on both of those places. So if I want to search for a specific item, maybe to delist it or relist it, I can search here by just the brand, or I think you can search by SKU as well. Here's the different marketplaces as mentioned earlier. And now we're going to go and actually import some items. So I'm going to go new item from Poshmark, because that is where I list everything first. It is my main platform, so that is where I want my items to go first. That is just a personal preference. So I can actually import several items at once, which I do really like that feature. I'm probably just going to import like 5 or so right now, maybe 6, because it does take a little bit of time once it starts to import. You can see that this takes a little bit of time to import several at a time. If you do one at a time, it goes obviously much quicker. I know I'm probably going to get some questions on why I don't list on eBay first. And as I just mentioned, Poshmark is my main platform. So I do reach quite a bit of people on Poshmark. I feel like I have return customers that shop there. And that's just where I'd like to list my items first. I enjoy listing on Poshmark, I would say, much more than eBay. For me, it's really easy and it's really quick. It doesn't take me much time to list on Posh at all. So using it to cross-list from Posh to eBay makes more sense for me. If you are someone who, has been listing on eBay, you probably do this the opposite way and it'll probably go even faster. I know people who take the time to list on eBay can cross-list to Poshmark much quicker because eBay just takes longer to list on in general. So as you can see, we're about on 5 now, so we should be done importing pretty soon. But I do like this feature. This was a newer feature when they launched. to be able to import multiple items at a time. Okay, so now we can go to the inventory, and you can see now these are items that are only listed on Poshmark, and you can tell because it doesn't have the eBay next to it. So what I'm going to do is now click on this item, and I'll go a little bit more slowly just because I'm talking through it and showing you as I go, but I want to list this now on eBay, so I need to click eBay. And I'm going to edit the title because Poshmark you can only have like, I guess, 50 characters, whereas eBay you can have a lot more. So I'm going to put some things in here that I don't have on Posh, such as women's and large, which is important for eBay to include those two specific things, and that's usually what I change up the most about my title. Sometimes if there's other things that I'm missing, I'll do that, but I think for the most part, maybe I'll just put blouse in here too, just as a keyword search. But I think that's pretty good. This is a pre-owned. Now, this is the brand Aerie. I'm not sure. It doesn't say the brand is not found, which seems strange. Maybe it needs a capital A. That's okay. It'll just be what it is. And then we'll go, the description's already in here, so I'll just leave it as that. It did pull over the SKU, which is really great. And then I do need to put in the size. The type is regular. And now here's where eBay takes a little bit longer because you do have more of this stuff that you need to fill, or you don't maybe need to, but I do anyways if I can. Sometimes it's irrelevant and not really necessary, so I do try to fill in as much of these drop downs as I can. I'm going to call that a blouse, but it's a little bit more casual than business. It's women's, and that's really about it for here that I'm going to fill in. This is definitely a first class item. It's a little bit lighter weight, and I'm going to go with 10 ounces, just roughly based on that. I do calculate it. I'm going to change the price a little bit because, yeah, I'm just going to. I usually drop the price a little bit for eBay. It depends on the item how much I drop it, but I find that people are less likely to make an offer or make lower offers, so I do lower the price on eBay just a little bit. Okay, so now it's listed. And we're just going to go back to the inventory and click on the next piece. This White House Black Market. I want to list it on eBay. It is pre-owned. I don't know why it doesn't take over the condition, but I guess that's not something that Poshmark has. So White House Black Market, women's, 6, chambray, blue bell sleeve, v-neck top. That's pretty good, I guess. I'm just going to leave it like that and then go into the size. Is a regular. And again, just filling in as many of these as I can. Sometimes a lot of the times I do fill in the material. It is a solid piece. I usually don't fill in occasion. I don't know. Let me know if you fill that in on eBay. I'm just curious. And something that I do like about this, or eBay though, is that they do allow you to, they have like sleeve types, which I think is nice because Poshmark doesn't have that. And then again, this is a first class thing. I go with 8 ounces. Once you start weighing things, you kind of have a good idea of how much they're going to weigh. Again, I'm going to go with $19.99 on this and list on eBay. That was pretty quick. So I'm not even looking to see how much time it's taking me, but it's definitely not taking me very long at all. So let's do this another one. Here's this Victoria's Secret pink piece. And so this is a women's small, and it is pink, so I'm not going to add the color right now. I think that'd be just too much. I could put in long sleeve, and the condition is pre-owned. this is, okay, so this is something that happens. I'm glad that I actually did this, because something that happens is sometimes like you can just pull this up and save like these changes, but I do need to click over here on eBay. So it wasn't on eBay before, so it wasn't going to list it on eBay. And the size is a small, it's just a regular. So again, it just gets repetitive, but it goes quickly once you know what you're doing. And yeah, so I believe this is just a cotton. And I can go back up here and check because I did take a picture of it. Yep, 100% cotton. So you can zoom in, which is nice. You can do all of that here. If you need to edit that at all, you can. And I'm just going to cancel that because I don't need to do that. But it is a cotton top. And okay, we're just going to go, I guess the occasion is. And this is another first class piece. And that is it. I'm going to mark this down again to $19.99. There we are. So you can continue listing, I think, while this is going. I usually don't, but I think you can. Now, if there's anything else, I think we're going to take just a little gander. We're going to go back to inventory, and you can see that these are now listed on eBay. This one will, in probably a moment, say that it's listed on eBay. There we go, now it is. So something that I do want to show you is that I can now go back and do more items, and I can go again from Poshmark and pull in more new items because I didn't pull in everything that I could. You can see that these ones have not been imported yet, so I can import all of those pieces that I haven't. I'm not going to do that now. I think you understand. All right, so I hope that seeing how I actually use Vendoo was helpful to you. And if you have any questions, please leave them down below. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.